So today I'm going to show you what I ate as a broke single person. I would buy the ingredients for these very simple and delicious green enchiladas, and it would last me for days. This is going to be good. So today I'm working with queso fresco. I have, it's probably about 6 ounces or so, 10-ounce wheel of queso fresco, and some onion definitely works. I'm also going to be using store-bought salsa verde, and this is the mild one. But when I was broke and single, I used to buy the small cans that were like 2 for $1, and it was very economical for me. So today I have the whole jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and crumble the cheese and put the filling together, and I'm gonna prep my corn tortillas and get started. So to prep the tortillas, I have a pan over a low heat. I'm adding cooking oil, and I'm going to pass my corn tortillas through the hot oil to make them soft and pliable and easy to roll, and they won't break when you go to roll the enchilada. So I want to give a little backstory to this. So when I was in my 20s, 20 plus years ago, I was single, working full time, taking night classes in college, doing the best I could, and this was a budget-friendly meal at the time. I remember the salsa was like two cans for $1. The cheese was about $1.99 on a good day. A pack of corn tortillas, that was around 79 cents. And, you know, with those 3 ingredients, I had very simple enchiladas that would last me for days if I rationed it just right. So I know groceries and prices of groceries are a lot different than they were 20 years ago. So, you know, it used to cost me less than $5 to buy these ingredients to last for several days during the week. Now, maybe around 10 bucks. $8 to $10. So it's still pretty economical. Now, I know it doesn't compare to grocery prices from 20 years ago, but I just wanted to share a simple meal that got a once broke single girl through hard times. So once my corn tortillas are warmed through, I'm just going to start putting them in the same pan, and I'm going to start filling them with that crumbled queso fresco and onion filling. The onion is optional, but I love cheese and onion enchiladas. So simple and so good. And I'm just going to fill this up, roll it out, do that for all 3. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my green salsa, or the salsa verde, right on top. And I even rationed those 2 cans. I'm telling you, I really portioned things out so that this would get me through the work week. Sometimes I had to budget probably like $15 for a 2-week grocery run. So the salsa is already sizzling, and you plate it up. And then I would add just a small sprinkle of queso fresco on top. And these were those budget, delicious, wonderful green enchiladas that I would make weekly to get me through some hard times when I was a lot younger. I eat them now and they are so good. But what I do now is I add more garnishes because I can finally afford it, and they're so good. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I just wanted to share something I used to do when I was younger, just trying to make ends meet, and I still do it now. So if you have any recipe ideas or things that you do to budget grocery money, to make things stretch, or just make things economical in your household, share them in the comment section. People might find them useful, and I don't know, I might recreate some of your ideas in a video. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I make a quick fried rice. You can call this egg fried rice or maybe a vegetable fried rice. So to start, here I have some frozen peas and carrots. This is maybe a cup, not quite a cup. It's what I'm working with today. I also have some leftover rice. I'll say a cup for measurement. If you pack a cup of cooked rice, that's probably what this will measure out to. 2 large eggs. I'm going to dice up just a little bit of this onion. I'm not using the whole thing. And you can use fresh garlic. I'm going to go with a garlic paste that I have in my fridge. I'm also going to add some soy sauce, and I'll say this is optional, but I love to add Shaoxing cooking wine. So I'm going to prep the ingredients and get started. Okay, so I'm using stainless steel today. Oh yeah, it's ready. See how the water beads dance off the surface? That's what you're looking for when you're working with stainless steel. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna add a little cooking oil, onion, pinch of salt. Now going in with my vegetables. With a little more cooking oil. Now, the frozen vegetables brought down the temperature of the pan, so that's why it's not. There we go. Now I'm going to cook my egg to one side of the pan. I'm really trying to use one pan. Another little pinch of salt to the eggs. Now before I start to stir them, I do want them to cook a little bit more before I start moving them around in the pan. I don't want it to stick too much to the vegetables in the pan. And I could have removed the veggies, but I really just want this to be like a one pan quick situation. So, let me see here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to keep it to one side of the pan, and then once it kind of cooks a little more, I'll mix it in with the veggies. Before I add the rice, I do want a little more cooking oil. Crank up the heat here, and to add the rice. Now start mixing everything together. And I did crank up the heat. I'm using a smaller burner, but if you're using a larger burner, it'll probably heat the pan a lot quicker. But remember, I am working with cold ingredients, so it brings down the temperature of the pan. Okay. I'm going to add maybe like a tablespoon of Shaoxing cooking wine. And soy sauce to your, taste buds. I'm going with like maybe a couple teaspoons to start. And just start stir frying everything and mixing it up. Now I have everything mixed, and I am going to add the garlic paste. Just a little bit. Like I said, use a clove of garlic. Let that saute and then start again mixing it with everything. This pan is really hot, so it's not going to take long for things to cook and fry. There we go. Okay, I'm going to shut off the heat. Now I'm just going to finish it with some sesame oil. And the residual heat, is fine. You don't need to burn the sesame oil. And this is an easy vegetable fried rice. And it's great when you make stir-fried proteins like chicken or beef, or even sometimes I do a stir-fried tofu. It's so good. Chicken salad sandwiches. Let me show you the fresh ingredients that I'm going to put into the chicken salad. I think that's important because there are so many variations out there. For today, I'm using part of a red bell pepper, just a quarter of this, a small piece. I have 2 celery sticks. I have I'm gonna shred this carrot. This is like a medium to small carrot. I'll shred it. And I have 4 scallions. The green and the white tops are going to be chopped up, and it's going to go into my chicken salad sandwich. I know there are so many variations of how people make chicken salad sandwiches, or just chicken salad in general. I have like 3 or 4 recipe videos on my channel. Today, I'm just going for fresh. I decided to pick up rotisserie chicken. Also, I've shredded the chicken. I've actually eaten some of it. But I've taken my kitchen shears and I chopped it up. If you want this for crackers, like a chicken salad with crackers, you can pulse the chicken in a food processor. That makes it a lot easier to work with if you are using this kind of like a chicken salad dip. So I'm ready to put everything together. In a large bowl, I'm going to add all of the shredded and chopped chicken. Like I stated earlier, pulse it through a food processor. Okay, so I'm going to break it apart, and now I'm going to add all of my finely chopped fresh veggies. Add what you like. Sometimes I like to do the grapes and pecans. Here I'm going to add my mayo and just add things to your preference. Start with a half cup, work your way up from there. I'm probably going to end up adding close to a full cup. It just depends. Salt to taste, and I'm also going to add pepper to taste. Sometimes I like to add smoked paprika into the mix or onion powder. Like I said, a lot of the seasonings and ingredients are up to you. I'm just showing you what I'm making today. And this is just one of the many ways I love to make chicken salad. I even do this with tuna fish. Okay, so once this is combined, give it a taste. I can tell I'm going to want more mayo. Like I stated earlier, add the ingredients to your preference. This is the greatest part about making tuna fish or chicken salad sandwiches or chicken salad. It really is eyeballing and to preferences. So once this is completely combined, you can cover this and refrigerate it for a couple of hours to let it kind of marry together. I'm serving it right away. But if you do make this ahead of time, it is great the next day. So for the sandwiches today, I am using a wheat bread. Use what you like. Honestly, this is just what I like to do today. So I'm going to add some of this chicken salad. I'm going to add a little more cracked black pepper. That's your choice. Sometimes I like to add crushed red pepper flakes. Here I'm adding fresh tomato. And I'm going to go with some fresh cucumber. Pickles are an option, or don't add any of this. Just the chicken salad with the bread is so good. Here's some lettuce. And this is the sandwich today. By the way, I love cucumbers on sandwiches. So I'm going to make several more of these, and it's time to dig in and take a look at this. It's perfect. Be sure to check the description below, and I will link my other chicken salad sandwich recipes, especially the one with like the pecans or walnuts with grapes. It's so good. So this is going to come together quick. I'm using things in my freezer, fridge, and pantry. I have dumplings, Korean rice cakes, ramen with cheese, and some onion. Here in a frying pan, I'm going to start on my dumplings. So I'm going to preheat that, and I'm going to add some cooking oil, and I'm going to show you this little hack that really gives you crispy pan-fried dumplings. I'm just going to place these all in the pan. Now I'm just going to let these cook and get crispy without a lid. While those get a head start, I'm going to show you this little hack. So I'm going to take like maybe 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to put this in a bowl with maybe like half a cup of cold water. I'm going to mix well, and this is what I'm going to pour at the bottom of the pan to start the steaming process for these dumplings. So I'm just going to carefully find a spot, pour this into the pan, quickly cover with a lid. I'm going to lower the heat, and I'm going to let these steam and cook for about 10 minutes with the lid. I let them steam, the water evaporated, and now without the lid, I've let them crisp up on the bottom, and I'll show you. Once the water evaporates, you just let them cook over a medium-low heat, and they get like this. They're perfect. So I'm just going to take this plate and slide them right out. And that's it. That was a little dumpling hack when you pan fry them to get them extra crispy. And look at this. By the way, this is really hot. But yes, this is golden brown, crunchy deliciousness. I'm going to start my ramen. I have a cup of water going over the heat here in a pot. And I am going to add the seasoning packet into the water, along with like the dehydrated veggies that come with it. I'm only going to add half of the seasoning packet because I'm also adding cheese, which also is salty. But you know, season this how you like. So my water should be simmering. I'm going to add the ramen, and I'm just going to cook it in this 1 cup of brothy water. I didn't add a lot of water to this because I want it to be cheesy and less brothy. So this is mixed and done. I'm going to garnish with a little bit of the green tops of scallions that I chopped. And this is easy, cheesy ramen. Okay, and I want to show you this dumpling sauce that I love to make, and it's super simple. So here I have one of my favorite store brand hot chili oils. This is kind of like that Chili Crunch chili oil, and I just add, you know, a small spoon, teaspoon or so, into a small bowl. And then this is one of my favorite store-bought dumpling sauces, and I add it right into the bowl. Sometimes you have to shake it because it kind of gets stuff at the bottom if you don't mix it in, but that's it. And this, I can drink this. It's so good, and it's so simple to make. And this will go perfect with those extra crispy golden brown pan-fried dumplings. And I know someone's going to ask, what brand is it? So here you go. This is the brand of the dumpling sauce, and I love this chili oil. It is Golden Wok Spicy. We are watching a drama on this cold, rainy day. We're kind of just hanging out inside. We didn't do much today. I mean, ramen is always a great snack or even meal when you just want something quick. So I think I want to try one of these dumplings and enjoy the show. So I hope everyone is having a great evening, and I will see you in the next video. Good morning, everybody. It is a bedhead morning for me. I don't care. I'm going to show you what I'm making for breakfast. By the way, you totally can make this for dinner. Now, you guys know I love to make enchiladas on this channel, and this is just another convenient way to do so. Some of you might consider these entomatadas because I'm using a store-bought tomato-based salsa for this. Either way, it's going to be good, and I hope you find it easy to make, but super delicious. Here we go. Okay, so today I'm going with the filling that I love the most. It's very simple. I have cheese and onion. The type of cheese, you know, use what you've got. I found some cotija cheese. I had some cheese curds in there. I'm going to pop that into my food processor to, you know, shred it or break it down. But sometimes I use mozzarella. Melty cheese, it's up to you. Here's the onion that I diced. I'm going with 2 cans of my El Pato brand hot tomato sauce, or some of you might know it as, you know, the salsa de chile fresco. And I'm going for 2 cans. If you're doing this for one person, just, you know, use a can. Here I have some cold corn tortillas, and I'll be topping it with an egg, probably garnishing it. And this is a really yummy breakfast, dinner, lunch, wherever or however you want to eat it. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what? Let's do it like this. I'm going to break my cheese apart a little bit before I put it in. There it goes. Actually, cotija cheese, like, breaks apart easily, so I really want the cheese curds to kind of break apart. And like I said earlier, just use the cheese that you've got. I have like a drawer filled with like cheeses that aren't, and you know what, I'll break that apart in a second. I have a drawer filled with cheeses that are kind of like half used, or, you know, things like that. So this is why I just have a small amount of cheese curds. Here we go. Okay, so this is good. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly break this apart, add the cheese curds in the mix, and that's the cheese. And I'll mix in the onion with the cheese as well. Or you can just, you know, leave the onion out if you don't like fresh onion. I do. I love it. Okay, and sometimes I actually use scallions. Like I'll chop up the whites and the green tops of the scallion and mix it with the cheese. So if you've got that, if you prefer that than like a raw yellow onion, you know, you could do that. Okay, that's done. Okay, so cheese all going in together. And then I'm going to do like half of the onion because I want a little bit of onion for garnish. Well, no, I'll do more than half, but I'm just reserving a little for garnish. Just mix the cheese and onion together, and this is the filling. I don't know. I think when it comes to enchiladas like this, the cheese and onion is my favorite filling. It truly is. Now, unless I'm doing like a, you know, a Tex-Mex or a, you know, the baked ground beef enchiladas with like the enchilada gravy, the chile con carne. Yes, I love those. But really, with a quick, simple enchilada, it's the cheese and onion for me. Like, that's just, I'll never pass that up. Okay, done. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to pour my salsas. And this is, I mean, it's closer to enchilada sauce because of the chili that's in it. It is spicy. So if you do get this, it does have a kick. This is not mild. I would say medium heat. Now you could get canned tomato sauce, add some onion powder, garlic powder, season it. You can warm it up in a little saucepan, and you definitely have some tasty entomatadas. If you guys want to see a milder, simpler version of entomatadas, let me know in the comment section. I will make that for you maybe tomorrow, and we'll have some more like enchilada type meals. Same thing. Okay, so this is going to make it a lot easier for me to dip my cold corn tortillas in. So this is done. Okay, so I've been preheating my pan over a low heat. I don't want it on high. I'm going to add some cooking oil. Okay, let's see here. So I have my little salsa here, and you just take the corn tortilla, give it a quick little dunk dip. Yeah, that'll be enough. And now you just, there you go. Whoops. Turn it down if you need to. I'm gonna actually use this to kind of flip it. Okay, so now I'm going to add my cheese and onion. Yeah, that's good. There we go. And then you can just fold it over. I like to do like the little tri-fold, but if you just fold it over once, that works. But I always like to get it into like a roll. There we go. There you go. Let it kind of cook. Get the cheese will get kind of cooked and melty. I'm gonna get the oil on the middle of the griddle there. Give it a dunk. There we go. And it does go kind of fast. And like I said, maintain that heat like on low once it's preheated, because if it's too high, that's where you get like splatter and you're fighting for your life with the splattering of the enchiladas. And actually, I don't even think I flipped this. You'll want to flip this. Did I flip it? Before you add the cheese. Oh well. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do one more. I like to like plate them like in 3 or 4 enchiladas. Let's dunk it again. There we go. See how the tortilla kind of got softened and peeled away? That's why you want to make sure you have enough oil on your griddle. That prevents that from happening. So I'm going to get the oil that's on the side here. Because if you just put the soaked tortilla on a dry griddle, it really like starts to disintegrate your enchilada. So you want to make sure it's on an oily part of the griddle. Okay. So I'm going to plate these. There we go. So I'm going to garnish these and top it with an egg. So on the enchiladas, I forgot to show you. I went ahead and let's just do this. With the cheese and onion. I like doing that. You can add some crema as well. Let's egg in. Okay, so my egg is almost done, and I'm just going to add, oops, a little bit of my cremita, my Mexican sour cream, or even fresh cream. They have like a table cream that's not sour. You can do that. There we go. A little bit more of that. You add a nice egg on top, and you've got a breakfast, lunch, and dinner with some extra protein. Gonna garnish this with, I have some dried parsley, fresh works too. Just kind of do that. Ta-da! A delicious, easy enchiladas breakfast. If I had some fresh avocado, it'd go right there. So good. I want a little more queso on the ends here. So now I have to make this like 3 more times for the rest of the family. So good. So it's really late and I'm craving a salad. I have to have this salad once a week. No, it's not that hot girl summer or the hot summer girl salad that's been trending, but I like to think this is a healthy salad that you might be able to get hot for the summer. I'm not. I'm going to hibernate during the summer. So here I've already chopped some red onion, like a hothouse cucumber, some fresh avocado. I'm going to make like this vinaigrette. I'm going in with like lemon juice, some red wine vinegar, some Dijon mustard, some garlic paste, olive oil, some pepper, salt to taste, and you're going to shake. In a bowl, I'm going in with my can of tuna, break it apart, all our fresh ingredients into the bowl. Pour your vinaigrette. I'm going to switch it up. Oh, grab a chip and enjoy. This is a sort of what I cook when I don't want to cook. This is an easy bibimbap. Got onion powder, garlic powder, a little more salt, a pound of lean ground beef. Like a quarter of a cup or so. I love this. Thank you, H Mart. Makes life easy. Sesame oil. Okay, I'm going to try it before I share it with my family. Another episode of What I Cook When I Don't Want to Cook. I'm going to show you how to make easy wet burritos in the air fryer. So good. So here I have frozen burritos, homemade enchilada sauce. You could make it a lot easier for yourself and just use canned sauce. It works. My struggle packs of cheese. I didn't want to cut a new block. It'll work. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Now for the cheese, right on top. Going into the air fryer basket, carefully. Cover with foil, into the air fryer. 15 to start. Remove the foil, go in for another 5. Okay, now it's done. We're gonna take it out of the air fryer basket. Onto my plate. Gonna add some sour cream, salsa on top. Super easy, wet burritos. What I cook when I don't wanna cook. Let me show you an easy dinner that comes together in 15 minutes. You can serve this shrimp over pasta, rice, or potatoes. I'm making tacos. This is gonna be good. Okay, to get started, I'm working with 2 pounds of large shrimp that has been peeled, cleaned, and deveined. I gave it a good rinse, and I'm just kind of letting it dry out here. I'm also going to be using half a green bell pepper, red bell pepper, and half of this red onion. I'm going to season with Montreal chicken seasoning, lemon pepper seasoning, onion powder, granulated garlic powder, some smoked paprika, and some Maggi seasoning sauce. If you don't have this, you could add some soy sauce into the mix. So I'm going to start seasoning the shrimp. Like I said, it's thawed, cleaned 2 pounds of large shrimp. And I'm kind of just going to eyeball the seasonings. You could easily make this like Cajun style with some Cajun seasoning. You can season however you like. This is just what I'm working with today. I want it to kind of come together quick and easy, as I always do. And like I said earlier, this is great if you want to serve it with rice and veggies, mashed potatoes, over a baked potato. It all works, but today I'm making tacos. I love a good easy shrimp taco or a taco anything. And I'm probably going to do this sort of like a crispy quesadilla style, but you definitely can use soft flour tortillas with this and add toppings and garnishes. It all works. Okay, so after seasoning this, I'm just going to make sure that I coat and combine well. And I will probably just kind of give you a list of what I used, but there's really not much to this recipe. It really is simple and to your preference. Okay, I'm going to preheat my cast iron skillet. This is the largest one I have. And once it's preheated, you can kind of see it smoky, and I want that because I really want the temperature of the pan to sort of keep a consistent heat. I don't want it to drop once I add ingredients. So cooking oil, now I'm adding the onions, bell peppers together. And I'm just going to give that a head start and saute quickly. By the way, you could make this even easier. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees and do a sheet pan meal. That comes together really quick as well because shrimp does not take long to cook. I would say at a high heat, it'll be done in minutes. Okay, crank that up to high, and now I'm going to add all of my shrimp. I want the shrimp to sort of cook on one side of the pan. Hopefully it's the hottest part of the pan. I want to give it a head start before I start mixing all of the bell peppers and onions into the mix. Sometimes I even add mushrooms and then I'll add some garlic into the mix, but like I said, quick and easy is what I went with today. Here you can see that it's starting to cook, so I'm going to start mixing it and moving it around into the pan. But like I said, it doesn't even take 5 minutes over a high heat when you're working with well thawed and cleaned shrimp. Now if this shrimp was partially frozen, yeah, it'd probably take a lot longer and it wouldn't cook as evenly. And no bell pepper left behind. Okay, so this is probably going to be done like in less than a minute. Once these last pieces of shrimp cook, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter right into the pan to finish. Honestly, the shrimp is done, so what I'm going to do is turn off the stove here or the burner and let the residual heat of this cast iron skillet melt the butter, and this is done. You can taste it for seasoning, salt, pepper, add what you like. You could possibly add a squeeze of lemon juice into the mix. I'm going to garnish with fresh parsley, and this is it. This is a meal. Serve it with whatever it is you like. So quick and easy. Here's what I'm doing. I am going to soften these tortillas. These are corn in some hot oil on a griddle, and I'm kind of clumsy with it. I know a lot of you are saying, just get a stand and have, 2 hands readily available. Well, when I'm trying to film and cook and get dinner on the table, this is just what I do. Okay, so I have some shredded mozzarella cheese going on. And quite frankly, making these quick tacos, aka quesadillas, you could use this with any protein, whether it's chicken or beef. It all works, and it's so good. And it comes together, like I said, quick and easy. Okay, so I'm just going to spoon on some shrimp. I'm going to add more cheese on top. This helps when you fold it over. It kind of keeps the taco together, kind of keeps the shrimp in place. And there you go. I'm going to cook this crispy on both sides. And I'm absolutely making a mess. That's okay. Once the cheese toasts on the griddle, it'll all come up easily. Okay, these are ready, and I am going to dig in. And what I mean by dig in is actually burn my hand because these are hot. But oh, they're going to be good. And I love the crispy texture of these tacos. So I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. These are so good. I'm going to make a salmon bowl. I'll show you how I make it. 4 pieces of salmon, and I'm going to add spicy seafood salmon rub, garlic, salt, smoked paprika, onion powder. It's in the air fryer. 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 minutes to start. Now I'm going to make a spicy mayo, and I'm going to add chipotle pepper into the mix. I get some jalapeno, put that in there, the juice. Now puree. This spicy mayo, some fresh cucumber. Here I have lime with some furikake just on top. Oh, so good. And you really should try that spicy mayo. I eat it on everything. So today I'm feeling kind of lazy, and I'm going to show you how to make these golden, crispy, fried flautas or taquitos or whatever you call them. These are going to be so good. Okay, so here's the lazy part. I have my corn tortillas, but I'm making potato flautas, and I'm using instant mashed potatoes. I'm going to season with onion powder, smoked paprika, a little bit of salt, and cracked black pepper. It's as easy as that. But first, I'm going to hydrate them with this chicken bouillon broth. You can do just hot water and season how you like, but I'm just going to create this very flavorful chicken broth. Okay, so I'm only using a cup of these instant mashed potatoes from this bag. And I gotta tell you, not only is this quick and easy, it comes together like in 15 minutes, but it's kind of budget friendly and time friendly if you're just in a hurry. Okay, I'm gonna save that for later. And now I'm going to add all of my seasonings. I'm just eyeballing things. You can just use salt and pepper, but I will say I'm not using any butter in these because I want them to be very thick, kind of on the drier side, because it really helps to hold the flauta together. If they're too creamy, then it's kind of like gonna ooze out too much. So I'm just gonna add probably somewhere like 2/3 of a cup of this broth. And I'm just going to combine everything well, and I'll show you. You really want it to be kind of on the drier side, just like this. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside until I need them. Here's the other lazy part. I'm going to prep the corn tortillas in the microwave. All I'm going to do is just take a little bit of cooking oil, and I'm just gonna add some to the bottom of this like pasta bowl that I'm gonna use, and you just sort of like coat them lightly with the cooking oil. If you have like the spray cooking oil, that works even better, but this is what I opted for today. Okay, I'm not even going to cover these, just like this into the microwave. And I'm going to let these heat in 30-second intervals for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And these are done. Now I'm going to work on the glue that holds these together. Here I have some all-purpose flour, maybe like 2 tablespoons, and I'm just going to add little by little cold water so it can form a paste. For those of you that want to keep this gluten-free, then you can add cornstarch, make like a really thick cornstarch slurry. That also works. Or if you want to just use the toothpick method, go right ahead and do that. But I'll tell you what, when you use the paste, it adds this extra crunch to the flauta. It's so good, and I like crunchy things. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to move everything around here. I'm going to slide you over here. Hey, yay, look at me, I'm using my stand. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I put these together. So like I said, you're working with really dry paste-like mashed potatoes. I'm going to take my little flour paste and the corn tortilla. And you see how it kind of wants to roll this way? So that's naturally the way I'm going to roll it. You don't want these to break. You don't want to fight against what it's doing. So I'm going to take like 2 tablespoons of the mashed potatoes. If you want to add some cheese into the mix, you definitely can do that. And I'm just sort of going to shape it. This is why you want it thick. See how it just kind of stays in place? It's kind of firm. And then you give it a tight roll. You pull back on the roll, and then before you finish out the roll, you're going to add some of that flour water paste mixture. And then you finish the roll, and I'll show you. It just sticks together like glue. It's perfect. No toothpick required. I love using this method. Okay, seam side down, and then you repeat the process. So I managed to use all of those potatoes. I had one tortilla left, but I did end up with 12 of these, which is perfect. So I preheated cooking oil in a pan, and I'm just going to give these a shallow fry. You want to place it seam side down. Make sure you fry that part first so they don't come undone. A good fry temp would be like 350 to 355 degrees Fahrenheit, especially if you have like a fry daddy or something, you know, you can set that. But I'm doing 6 at a time. I'll fry these in 2 batches. And this is going to take minutes to fry. And I'm just going to place them on paper towels when they're done. Okay, so I'm going to give these a flip. Because it's a shallow fry, you kind of have to flip it. But if you were deep frying this, you wouldn't have to do that. But you can see they have fried perfectly in place. And because the mashed potatoes are very thick, you have little that kind of ooze out of the flauta. So there's something. But even with the paste and the mashed potatoes, it just adds this extra layer of crunch as it fries. So I'm not mad at that. Okay, so these are done. I'm going to place these here on my paper towels. You can also place them on a wire rack over a baking sheet. That also maintains the crispy, crunchy texture if you need to make a lot of these. Okay, going to go in with the second batch. By the way, if you are new here, welcome to my channel, Simply Mama Cooks. I'm Angelica, and I like to do a lot of recipes. I'll show you a lot of recipes here on my channel that are pretty beginner friendly for my beginner cooks. Sometimes I do like difficult recipes, nothing too chefy because I'm just a home cook. But I would appreciate if you subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, just kind of like and comment. That helps the channel grow. Thank you. Okay, so these are done, and check this out. They are golden, crispy, and they literally took less than 15 minutes to make. That's my kind of meal. And top them how you like. But I like these simple. I like to dip these in sometimes like a queso or an avocado sauce. It's so good, and that crunch is amazing. Okay, so this is the compilation, 12 quick and easy recipes. Some of them you can make under 15 minutes or less. See you in the next video. Bye.